Oh, I tell you, it's going to be one of those days. Do you know that?
Oh, yes, I do.
Uh, man, audio issues right off the bat today. We've
Yeah.
we've been out a couple weeks, so it's everything just goes haywire. But we are
It's
this Xbox
1
Life.
week.
Yeah, yeah. So this Xbox Life episode 359 beta access. I am one of your hosts, Brian BJ Swick 33, and along with me is one of the other hosts is Rob, also known as Presar.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So
Hello.
Wingman 709 cannot be with us today, but he will be with us on the next show. And which brings us up to an announcement. Are you ready for the announcement, Rob?
I'm ready for this.
Okay. So, uh, due to schedule, so everybody knows, like, we used to be on Sundays, and then we had to move to Wednesdays for schedules and things like that. The news is we are going back to Sundays again. So we will be on starting this coming Sunday. So just a brief 4 days from now, all three of
So
us will be
it's the 27th,
27th. Yes, that is correct.
September 27th, 2015,
Yep.
Sunday. Sunday,
Sunday,
Sunday.
10 p.m. Eastern, still the same time, but that is where we will be and what we will be doing. So, due to schedule, I tell you what, Twitch is really starting to tick me off. So, anytime you decide to hide the window, their button decides to unmute the audio instead of hiding the video, and then you have to catch it and do it again. So we were missing last Wednesday and had to take another week because everybody knew that Mark was sick the week before, and then he made me sick through the internet. That's a new feature of Skype. If you haven't heard, it's called germ sharing. Um,
Her?
so germ sharing. So what he did is he coughed in the microphone, and it caused me to get sick as well. So hopefully, Rob, you make it through here without
You
without
know,
any
I think
issues.
I posted this, I think, in the. No, no, I think this was our discussion we had. I think you guys need immunities
Oh yeah,
because you
yeah.
guys are like always sick. I don't know what the deal
I
is.
haven't been sick in a while. I mean, it's been a while.
What, like 5 days?
Well, I meant sick like this. I usually get it, so I do get something
Yeah.
like this every year, typically twice a year, typically in the spring to summer, winter to spring, and also then the summer to the fall. Whenever the weather in Ohio, because the weather in Ohio is crazy, it'll be 92, 88, 65, 84,
Yeah.
55, and when it does that for like 2 weeks out of the year, that is the year I get. It's right when I get hit, and it's typically when the kids go back to school too. So
Yeah.
every Evie or Jameson's bringing home, you know, anything they can bring home from school. So,
Oh, for sure.
but that was the big
And
announcement. We're moving back to Sundays, uh, 10 p.m. EST. So we will see everybody then, and then
old
also,
time, same channel.
yep, and then also this week we were doing a contest. We have a $20 Xbox Live gift card. I believe this one might be U.S. only. This one's U.S. only, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes, but we may actually have something for our UK listeners as well here coming up. But you have to wait for that contest to roll around. So, but yes, this one I think is U.S. only. So, um, but what you had to do is you had to leave us a voicemail. We have a number of voicemails to go through today. It looks like we have one, two, three, four, five, six. But a couple people decided to leave more than one. You only get one entry. So it's really only like I think four or so people that are gonna be. That's 1 in 4 chance for $20. So, but all right, that's all I had. Did you have any more announcements or anything before we get into
No,
what we've
sir.
been playing?
No, I don't.
So,
I don't. I think we got everything.
one of your games that you have on there, which is, I think, the first and the second and the last thing that you have on there,
Yeah.
We should save discussion time for a roundtable on that. So,
Well, mine's not the new one.
oh, okay, it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
Okay.
So, what have you been
So,
playing?
all right. So I've been playing more Forza Horizon 2. I've been playing some Forza Horizon, and I'm really getting back into the groove of that game a little bit. Probably from all of the buzz that's been going on about Forza Motorsport 6. They got me back into the old ones. So I've been enjoying some of that. And I finally finished Dishonored Definitive Edition, and I really enjoyed it. This game definitely falls into the same camp as Wolfenstein for me. Uh, Great game. I love it, love it. Can't wait for the next one to be coming out whenever that was. I forgot. And I think I had mentioned on the last show that I've been having some problems with Forza Horizon 2 on the Xbox One.
Yes,
Do you,
loading
yeah,
and stuff like that, freezing up on you.
yeah.
Yeah, you did mention that.
And it's been persistent. Well, every time I start it up and it goes through the loading screen or the main screen and such, instead of coming up from that like standby mode, but whenever it starts fresh, it would first time through it would hang, and then it gives us error, took too long to start up, boots you back into the dashboard, and then starting it up a second time it would usually go, but it was still kind of pokey, even that second time.
Okay.
And I think I knocked it out. I figured out what was going on, and this never really occurred to me before, but it sort of makes sense. And that's that I had Forza Horizon 2 installed on my internal hard drive. And I always figured, well, it was on there for a very long time. That's where I initially installed it. And I just never moved it to my external. And I figured, hey, if it's on the internal, maybe it'll run faster or whatnot. So I just left it on there. Well, as it turned out, I had something like 99.5 or 99.8% of the drive full. So there was like no extra space on there. And I don't know if the Xbox uses its internal hard drive space that it reports like for swap files or something like that, or Xcache or whatnot. But after I cleared off some space,
Mm-hmm.
it was instantly better. I never had a problem again. So maybe this is something that, people can benefit from. If your hard drive is full, clean up some stuff on there to make some extra room, and you might get some snappiness back.
Yeah, I mean
And
and that goes for. I mean, that's almost the case for anything that you have, like even your computer. I
yeah,
mean, I'm filling up my hard drive on my computer right now, and I'm getting some performance issues. Um, so, I'm kind of still waiting for SSDs to drop a little bit. It'd be nice to be able to do a little RAID 0 on some 500s, but to get a whole terabyte out of it. But I believe that's RAID 0 that does that. But I just, I mean, you'll notice like boot time happening, going a little bit slow and stuff like that. Even with Windows 10, I mean, I've just been I tacked on like another 400 gig or something like that from the time that I've installed Windows 10. So I
yep,
know that the performance of Windows 10 has been going down, but I'm completely pointing it to my hard drive space because that's just the way it is. Now, I figure the Xbox OS probably puts away some space,
yeah, you would think, or it's
but
partitioned or something.
but yeah, but when you still have one spinning disk and it's full,
Yeah,
you're gonna have that problem. But I'm glad that
oh, for
you
sure.
figured it out. So
Oh, yeah. And I'd never heard any mention of this stuff.
right,
To leave some available space and such. So it's just an interesting behavior that I noticed, and I'm glad that it helped.
right, very cool.
So yeah, so I think that was about it for me. I can't really think of any other games that I played. Oh, and I did sign up for the new Xbox experience.
Okay,
I went through those hoops
so did I.
the other day.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay. Excellent.
Excuse me. But
And I think, yeah, that was it. That's it for me.
okay. I have to get back to Dishonored.
Okay.
Destiny came out, and I've dropped Dishonored, and I gotta get back to it because I really do like Dishonored. But with the games I've been playing, obviously Destiny, The Taken King. Um, the first day I was kind of just like too much, too much. There's too much going on. I feel like it's like you're the most powerful person in the world, and then now you're not, and you have to put all that time in again uh, to do it again. So I don't know. So sorry, my wife's cutting in behind us. The and you have to start all over and go there, and it's not really much of a grind. I'm actually enjoying it. I think the content's really good, but it's just that thing of feeling weak and that I can't do things again. That's kind of the bummer about it, in my opinion. I will say that Wingman 709 has also been playing Destiny,
Okay.
and I think we'll have to honestly, wait for his opinion. I don't want to put words in his mouth or anything, but I mean, seems like he was having fun. But we'll let him say yes or no because that could have been the first hour, he was playing or whatever. So it was playing Destiny, played some Rocket League with Call Me Imes from Horrible Gamers podcast because I was on their show a couple weeks ago. We played some Rocket League. That's pretty fun. And then Forza 6. So playing some Forza 6. So
Okay.
that since you weren't playing Forza 6 and I thought you were and we were going to talk about it a little bit later, I might as well just talk about it right now. And actually,
Okay.
some people on our Facebook have even talked about it. I don't want to say I'm underwhelmed. I really did like it. I do like it a lot. I don't seem to have too many problems or too many issues winning races or coming in at least the top three. I will say that drivatars are becoming the thing that I feel is ruining the game.
How so? What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure if somebody's going to tell me, well, all you got to do is turn them off, or maybe I can turn them off or something like that. Well, I'm driving down, and I try to drive clean. So the thing is, like, my drivatar could be like annihilating people, and because like I'm driving down the road, and all of a sudden it's like drivatars are cutting me, smashing into me, hit me in the rear end, like doing all these things, like they're all over the place, wrecking, doing this, doing that. And I don't know if it's the computer doing that, or if it's the person that has that drivatar is just drives that bad. I really don't think that's it.
Well, it could be some of that.
Right, but I mean they literally get in the way of everything. I mean, it used to be like the computer drivers or the computer cars would always drive the line. They're like, oh, we're going to drive the perfect line. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're too good.
They're either too
Yeah.
good or they're too conservative to where you beat them by half a lap. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here it's like everybody's so aggressive, and they just literally smash into everything. And it's just like I'm driving down, everybody's in line, it's all good, and then here comes somebody that doesn't want to brake and pow just slams right into me, and I just want to throw my controller. So, but
So are you maybe saying that with the realism of the game, in particular with the visuals and the controls, you're not seeing other cars that drive appropriately for what would be like a real race?
right,
So the way that other cars are driving doesn't match to what the rest of the game presents.
right,
Okay.
yeah, it's like bumper cars.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I feel like. It's like it's
Well,
bumper cars. So
you know, I haven't been playing Forza 6 outside of the demo that came out a couple weeks ago.
all right.
But I know the other day when I was playing Forza Horizon, which also had Drivatars, it was like actually that was the first game. No, Forza 5 had Drivatars, didn't it? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it
yeah,
did.
it
Yeah.
did. It did.
Yeah, so Forza 5 had them, Forza Horizon 2 and 6. So the thing that I had in Forza Horizon 2 just the other day was I was tearing down the road. It wasn't even a race. I was just tearing down the road doing like 150, 160 in this Lamborghini, and this car in front of me just like does a left turn in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Instead of just driving straight. Is it almost kind of like that kind of stuff where it's almost like the other cars aren't even in the same race
Right.
or on the same road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and it's like Gunny Chief, member of our community and everything like that, kind of goes out and says like it burns him up when a Drivatar performs a police style pit maneuver. you know, and
Oh,
it's
is that when they spin you?
yeah, that's like when they hit you in
Yeah.
the back corner. I mean,
Spin them
um,
first before they
yeah.
get you.
So, but yes, and for the beeping noise, the achievement that just popped that everybody heard in your audio headset, that is a new follower, and that's Joshua. So thanks for following. Yeah, cool. But that's my only thing. Other than that, I mean, it looks great. It's kind of weird how they, you want to do a race and it's like, okay, you have to perform 5 races or 3 races before you actually get to go to the next one. And I haven't tried, but I've heard like if you're in race 3 of 4 or 2 of 3 and you have to leave or cancel, like you have to start all over, which is kind of a bummer. So like when you go into a race, you're not going into a race, you're going into a series. So,
Nobody likes a quitter, bro.
oh, I didn't quit. I'm just saying. And then it's like I never saw the like real menu of the game until I figured out like, oh, I have to keep canceling all the way out. Oh, there's the menu, because it throws you right in. And I didn't like that it made me do the. I guess if you played the demo, you get the Ford car that's in there. I don't have that, so obviously I don't think that was actually. I don't know if I was supposed to get that from somewhere, or if I have to go unlock it or jump up and down for it. But I played the demo, and you're supposed to get the Ford car that's in there, the blue one, whatever that one is. The
Ford GT.
Yeah, Ford GT. I didn't get the Ford GT, but then it would have been nice if like, hey, you played the demo, so you've already played this part or part of this. So I don't need to explain to everything to you that we go through and explain in the demo, but you have to do it all over again. But that's that's a couple of the things. I want to play some online races. I think that would be fun. So, but that's it. That's all I've been playing.
Okay.
All right. So with that, we can go down to the round table. But before we go to the round table, we've always mentioned Patreon and leaving tips. You can go to twitchalerts.com /donate/this Xbox Life if you'd like to leave us a tip, or if you're more interested in becoming a monthly subscriber, you can go to patreon.com/this Xbox Life. And roundtable. So a couple things because our big thing for this week is obviously our community with our voicemails and emails and stuff we have this week. But before we get there, I have to ask you, did you watch the latest Halo 5 gameplay with the blue team? Like,
I saw a little bit of it.
What'd you think?
It's okay.
You are fired.
Halo isn't my bag, baby.
I know, but still, I can't wait. It looks great. I can't wait to be with the blue team and
Yeah.
those guys are there, because if anybody's read the books and has read The Fall of Reach,
because you're into those books pretty good, aren't you?
yes, yeah. It's pretty cool to see Kelly and Fred and and I think Linda is the other one in the blue team. Because it's funny because you'll go there and like oh, Kelly's the fastest one out of the Spartan 2s. Like, nobody knows that. Everybody thinks Master Chief's the best and everything, but, you know, Kelly's faster, and one is a better sniper, and I mean, it's just all around, and I can't wait to play it. So the game looks great, and the way it sounds is it's a huge campaign. Like, it's a
Okay.
huge story. So that is going to be fun. But
Yeah, you know, it looks good. I think it's probably one of the prettiest Halos so far. But
yeah,
to me, it looks more of the same.
wait, yeah. I mean, it is
I mean,
Halo.
which is what people want.
Well, yeah, it's
To
Halo. I
some
mean,
degree.
you can't go
Yeah.
around and make Master Chief purple.
Yeah.
And
Well, you can, but
yeah, so, but yeah, I can't wait. All right, cool. A couple things about hardware. So, did you see that we've seen the Elite controller
yep.
before, but we didn't know when it was really coming out. Did it? And we found out that is coming on the 27th of October.
Okay, so about 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, day and date of Halo 5.
Okay. Oh wow.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. That is out there. Still 149. So the special edition lock controller and Master Chief controller, they're 70 or they're 69, and they come out on October 6th, I think. So they come out a little bit before Halo. But those are just special skinned. This here is the Elite controller. So, and I did see a picture from Major Nelson, like on his Twitter or Instagram or something, where he had the Elite controller with the chat pad hooked up to it, and it looked pretty sharp. So,
Okay. Yeah.
but
Well, you know, when you're spending what 60, $70 for a custom regular controller, just with, you know, a fancy paint job essentially,
mm-hmm.
you know, you're probably replacing an existing controller. So you're I don't want to say you're shelling out money that you're not really getting anything extra for, but
Right.
other than just good looks. I mean, does it make sense to just drop some more cash and just get the much better controller?
Oh yeah, and you get more functionality out of it. I don't know. To me, it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. It could be 2, 3 game. I mean, you could buy 2 games. You can buy a game and a controller, or you can buy just a controller. I guess it depends on how much extra cash you have
Yeah.
lying around. Speaking of hardware, so with my Xbox One controller, because I've had my Xbox almost a year. My controller slowly drifts forward or up. So when I'm in Destiny, if I'm just sitting still or whatever, I'll just slowly start to walk forward, and I'll start running
Oh
forward.
wow.
Yeah. So
Kind of like those trackpad, no, those little eraser head dudes on laptops. You know what I'm talking
yes,
about? Where they
yes,
start
exactly.
drifting all of a sudden.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So what it is, I contacted Microsoft support. I was under warranty. Actually, I'm under warranty until like February because I think it's more than a year or something. And actually, I have 2 extra years through Square Trade.
Nice.
But the controller's bad. It sounds like it's a piece that snaps into. So the switch for the left thumbstick, I guess there's some plastic pieces that are holding it down, and what happens is those plastic pieces snap or break.
Okay.
And I think it may be something they corrected in a newer controller design or later controller when they were made. But the person didn't ask. They're like, "Yep, send it to us. We'll send you another one." The problem is like they do not have a program where, okay, you send me a controller, I'll pay for the controller, I'll send my controller to you. When you get it, you refund me the money, right? So I'm not
Oh,
without a
so you're
controller.
saying it's like a cross ship. I
Yeah.
think that's what they call it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They don't have that, so I have to send
Yeah.
them a controller, and within 7 days of them receiving the controller, then they'll send me another controller, and then it's however many days tacked on top of that. So I was like, okay, so basically I have to go buy a new controller. But if I'm going to go buy a new controller, I would either want the Master Chief controller or the Elite controller or something like that, which aren't out right now.
Yep.
So I went and picked myself up a wired just a wired controller that actually lights up and stuff. So I'll be using this while my other controller comes in, and then I'll just move this one to my PC, so I don't keep swapping them back and forth.
Oh yeah.
But the only problem with this one is no headphone jack. So starting probably Monday, this coming Monday, or whatever,
Okay.
I'll jump in. If anybody's out there playing Destiny or invites me, or if I jump into a party with you, I'll be able to hear you. You won't be able to hear me. So it's not that I don't want to talk to anybody, but I will be in there so I can hear the chatter between the fire teams or racing or any. If we do online racing for Forza 6. I'll be there and do that, but I won't be able to talk. So
Don't you have a headphone adapter, or headset adapter?
for what?
The controller.
There's no port at all in the controller.
Oh, it's not an official controller?
Not really. I guess not.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, because it was only like $29. Because I was just like, I just need a controller to hold me over while I ship this one in, so I
I
can at
got you.
least
Okay.
play a game.
Yeah,
So.
because all the Microsoft ones have that little port on the bottom for
Mhm.
that add-on headset adapter to snap into, right?
Right, and that's what I have. Yeah, I have the adapter and
But
stuff, but
but the controller doesn't have the port.
it doesn't have any port on it. Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing I could do is I could stream to my PC, and then I could party chat through it. But then I have to readjust and change over a lot of my audio settings,
Hmm.
and I really don't feel like dealing with that because then I'll have trouble with the show. So
Or or for that week you could just go outside and play. Like our parents wanted us to do when we were little.
yeah, I could stream to my laptop and bring a headset
Nice.
in.
Yeah, you're thinking alternatives.
Yeah,
'Cause
maybe
you
I'll do
go
that.
outside. I want
If
to
I
go
really
outside.
had to, I'll just play through my laptop.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what will happen there. So cool. But
Yeah.
what do you would you I think I asked you, would you buy? Are you interested in a Elite controller?
I would love to have one. I mean, I would love to have one. It's just so expensive though.
Right.
It
Agreed.
would have to be if I could find it on sale, maybe around 100-ish, I'd
Wait.
probably jump on it.
Wait until Black Friday time.
Yeah.
Wait until and the thing is I was going to buy my Master Chief controller. I canceled that because I know around December time when the Halo stuff starts to calm down and the Elite controller's been out for a while and it starts to calm down, they're going to drop that price. And I'm just like, I have a controller. I don't need one right away. I would really like one too. I agree with you. I really would like one, but I'm waiting for that. Oh, it's out for $89 on sale, or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, at $89, I'd drop it. I'd buy that in a heartbeat. So,
Oh, for sure.
oh yeah. So,
'Cause the thing just looks so awesome, and
yeah.
the one thing that kind of concerns me about it is just having too much functionality. Because I don't know if it's my old age or whatnot, but I don't want to tinker with things. You know,
Yeah.
you can adjust everything about this controller. I really don't want to spend the time. I just want to enjoy the feel of it and the movement and
Hmm.
such, and but not tinker like, okay, if I set this thing to point one, how does it feel? Okay, but if I set it to point two, is that better or worse? That's no. I just want to play games.
All right. Yeah.
So hopefully they load it up with presets.
Right. And I'm wondering about the chat pad. Does it have the volume control and stuff on the chat pad?
Oh,
I'd have to look
I'm
because
not
that's
sure.
the benefit of having that adapter is having the chat pad and like the volume mic volume or headset like game chat and voice chat mixture between the two just right at your fingertips. Otherwise, you have to go in and mess around with it. But yeah, I was wondering about that because I really did. I loved my chat pad. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, that thing was awesome. But
Yeah, chat pad's actually pretty darn big.
yeah,
but I'm looking at a picture of it right now. I really don't see any
Because I imagine it just has
volume set.
the straight 3.5 on it, like the
Yeah,
old one does. But it'd be nice, like if the chat pad in its controls handled the same functionality, because it can handle it. I mean, that's what it does. That adapter does that today. So, but all right, moving on. So,
oh, there are two buttons on the side. I just noticed. It's got like a person and a controller, and then on the right side, it's got a plus and a
yep,
minus.
that's it. That's what that
So
is.
that kind of mirrors what's on the headset adapter.
Yeah, that's on the chat pad. I'm
Yes,
getting a chat
yes.
pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are awesome. So,
Yeah, I really didn't consider it a whole lot just because it I mean, I don't do a whole lot of typing on the Xbox One or just
mhm.
I do all my messaging through the Xbox One app or
Right.
on a website.
I do that as well, but then I
Yeah.
always find myself like, oh crap, I got to go get my phone. It's on charge, or
Yeah.
something like that. So,
But the thing that I just don't care for at all is the new controllers, how they have just that 3.5 inch connector
hmm
on the bottom with no volume. It's like if if I have a headset, I need to control that volume with buttons. I don't
hmm
want to be going into menus.
right, yeah, yeah, I agree. That's
So
why I'm
so
at.
this is nice. This is
Yeah,
nice.
that's why I was asking if that was on there or not. Because I mean, even for the people that just have the 3.5 or the 3.5 on there, um, it's nice that you can just use it there. So and have it at your fingertips.
Yeah.
But in the new Xbox experience, I heard that that's becoming is a little more like adjustable. It's easier to get to. But then also, I think like, well, I really don't mess with my settings too much once I get it where I want. So I can kind of see both ends of it.
But the other thing too is how does that because we're talking about the menus, right? We're talking
Right.
about the menus.
Yeah.
So if you have to get into a menu, which essentially pauses the game, you don't hear the sound. So do you have to go in and out of it
Uh, I
to
think it's
tweak it
more of
where
a
you want it?
snap. It's more of a snap.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you would still hear it. But
Yeah, so ChatPad, it looks like it retails for $35 US
hmm.
and coming out on November 3rd.
Oh, it's not even out yet.
No, it's pre-order only right
Ah,
now. November 3rd.
darn
What
it, Major Nelson! I
what an
tell you, that man
what a
ticks me off sometimes.
what a tease.
I think that's what might be. It comes with his job. It's a benefit to his position and his job. So I don't blame him for being able to get all that cool stuff early and get to play with it and probably get it for free. I think that's what he does, right?
Hmm.
It's just what he does and to kind of rub it in everybody's face that drives me nuts.
Yeah,
It's not.
he promotes it.
He does promote it, and it's like, hey, take a picture. Hey, this is nice. But then on his podcast, he's like, oh, I got to use this so and so, and it is the greatest. It's like we know. Give us a review. Don't rub it into it. It's the way he
Yeah,
delivers it, I think. But
yeah.
I've
No,
been
because
trying to listen to his show again. Been
yeah,
trying. It's still rough, but I've been trying.
really, I enjoy it. I tend to like. I actually like their gadgets and gizmos. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do I want to buy now?
Yeah, and I actually fast forward sometimes to that. And the one actually I used to hate listening to was the IGN's podcast Unlocked.
Right?
I hated listening to it, but since Ryan has taken it over, and I listen to it, I like that podcast because I was a Beyond fan like crazy. I love Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty and those guys. And when they left, I was kind of like, but the guys that are in there, I like those guys too. But they used to be like the biggest IGN podcast, and actually, Podcast Unlock has
Hmm.
surpassed them, and I think besides Game Scoop, it might be the top podcast for them. So
Okay.
shows what he's done.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because Beyond's got worse. I think it's he's done a really good job. So, and actually, it just downloaded on my phone, so I'll listen to it. I usually listen to it on Thursday. So, All right.
Okay.
Moving forward,
Yes, yes, yes.
kind of a couple of big things. You said you did. You signed up for the new Xbox experience.
Yeah.
I did as well. I haven't gotten it. Have you gotten it?
No.
Okay.
'Cause when I signed up for it, it was shortly after they announced it. So
Right.
I went through the hoops, and I thought this was kind of a tease a little bit, where it said that this Xbox is marked for something for the next wave. There was a message that actually implied that it was going to happen soon.
Yeah.
And
So that message was you signing up for because you're in the preview. So you are preview program with the new Xbox experience, or you were the preview program without the Xbox experience.
right,
So you went in and you flipped that, which then includes you saying, yes, I would like to be included in the waves of updates or when you enter people. And now the way they're doing that is based on people who've provided most feedback and so on and so forth. So, because we do have some people in our community that said, hey, got home and look, I got the new Xbox experience. Um, I think there was a little bit of scare tactics, I want to say. We saw the list of possible issues, and
yep,
myself included. I looked at it. I'm like, whoa, I'm not going to do this. Like it turned me off immediately. I was like, nope, I don't want to do it. I went to try to go change it, but my change is pending, and I
yes,
can't
yes.
change it back. So it looks
Okay,
like I'm probably most likely going to be getting it
you're
um,
in for the long
whenever
haul run.
whenever it happens. If it gives me an option, I'll probably, hopefully it gives me an option to say yes or no if I want to take it or not, kind of as that final, are you sure type of thing. If I get that, then I will actually come back and do some research to see these major issues. Like there's issues with Forza and Destiny and this and that. I was like, you know what? Those are the games I'm playing right now. I don't want to deal with issues with those. Um, but I haven't seen any reports of the people that I've gotten it so far that a lot of people are bumping into it. So, because it says you
Yeah,
could possibly do this or this
absolutely.
that. So, and I know that's a risk, but that list of stuff was just like, oh man, I'm like, you read it and you're just like, well, why? You wonder why they're putting out in preview program, but maybe they're quick to fixing it. So,
Yeah,
or maybe that's why it's maybe taking a little bit longer. Is they saw a drastic like, oh no, we don't want that, So, but
yeah. They could definitely be holding it back for just to keep it from rolling out and just kiboshing everybody's machines.
yeah. Well, you have to. I'm wondering if they're going out and just making absolute sure that Destiny doesn't have any problems. Because Destiny right now is like the largest played game
Okay.
between the consoles, and I can understand that. I mean, in Forza, you can't release a game and have it broken because of a dashboard. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But I did watch the latest video, and actually, everybody on the podcast might have heard a brief 5 seconds of it or whatever button I hit earlier. Um, I looked at it, and the speed enhancements are going to be great. It looks like you're not going to be opening and launching apps anymore. It's just going to be a part of the OS, which we, as a
Cool.
group, as this Xbox Life had talked about, like what do we want to see? And I think all of us were saying, I don't want this apps stuff anymore. I want it just to be there, and included.
Sure.
And it looks like it's so much faster than the one we have today. So.
Yeah. And after having the console for what, almost 2 years now,
Mm-hmm.
I can finally say I'm finally comfortable with the new dash. It took a while
Right.
because it was pretty sparse or pretty Spartan
Yeah. Very good.
when it first came out. And now it's familiar. You just know where everything is instead of having to hunt through the different screens and such. And now they're going to change it on us.
Yeah.
So to some degree, I'm kind of going to miss the the current dashboard, but that'll last like 10 seconds.
It kind of cracks me up. Go back to the 360, and we went from you went from the blades
Was that on a 360 or was that the original Xbox?
The
I don't
original
remember.
Xbox had
Was that
some.
Blades?
There was like one blade, I think,
Okay.
or it was like the green, like weird looking. Like as you would turn it, it looked like it was turning on a dial or something.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, so the 360 was the blades, like the orange and blue and green,
Yeah.
yellowish, I think, and then it went to like the new Xbox experience or the NXE or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, new Xbox experience. Now it's the new Xbox One experience or something. So it
Oh
went to
yeah.
that, and then
Okay.
it went more to what we see with the Xbox One. Like the Xbox One is a modified version of the 360s, I think, where they had the squares and the blocks and stuff like that. More of a
Yeah.
Windows 8 look, when you know. And then what you have, I think, in this new dashboard is more of what the Xbox app looks like. And not only that, since everything's tight and you got the little menus down the side or whatever, it almost makes me feel like we're going back to the blades. Like just in this little bit of a way, it's like, it's like, oh, it's almost like I have the blade system back, because the
Yeah.
blades were snappy. That was the one thing. Everybody's just like, oh man, I missed the blades. All I had to do is hit right bumper twice, down twice, and boom, I was there, and things like that. And for this one here, I saw in our Facebook group that people were talking about the pins. Like everybody loves pins and stuff. All they had to do is hit left once, and they could get to their pins. And now it's like all the way at the bottom. But I guess right trigger is like automatically go to pins. Is just pull the right trigger and you're at your
Right.
pins, and so it looks like they're building in shortcuts and stuff. So I'm super excited to try it out. Um, I'm super excited for November when it gets released, but I guess I may be trying it out early.
Oh yeah.
So, and you're
Yeah. I
always
just
you're always one of those bleeding edge guys. So
love it.
yeah, of course you do.
And I was just looking at some images of the original Xbox dashboard. It's been so long. I didn't even remember what it looked like.
Yeah.
And wow.
It is green, right? It had like a
Wow. Oh
ball of
yeah.
looks like a big
Yeah.
green ball in it. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Big green like Xbox
Yeah,
ball with a couple of like little orbs
yeah,
for
yeah. Orbs. Yeah, when you turned it, the orbs would spin around
okay.
that Xbox thing or something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Man. How far we've come and
Oh
for the
yeah.
better.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very absolutely. Very true.
Because then for that 360, wasn't it like after the blades, the screens would like scroll or something? They would like move, kind of like
It was the NXE. I thought was right after that. It's when they
was the
first brought in like avatars and stuff like that.
because right now everything's like flat and it slides left right.
Right.
But at one time, wasn't it like you had your different screens and
Oh
they would
yeah,
like
they're
go
like the
from the back to the front
almost
and
like if you were doing a control tab in Windows.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's a couple iterations of that. Yeah, we're have to go back and look at everything and maybe find a video or something, post it on Facebook. Like here's the evolution of
Yeah.
the dashboard, Xbox dashboard. I think that would be really funny to check out.
Yeah.
But cool, you have to let us know. Hopefully,
Anyway,
one of us
yeah.
will get it. Like I said, I'm still debating if I'm going to do it or not. I definitely
Do
don't want to.
it. Do it now.
Yeah, but cool. Um, anything else on new dashboard?
No.
Nope. All right. So next one I have here, kind of the tip for our for the name of our episode, which is beta access. I kind of want to come out and say beta access is a joke nowadays, and I'm more referring to the Rainbow Six Siege, which starts tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Or if you're listening to this on Thursday, I'm going to cover your face with the calendar. The 24th, it's out today. We've seen people in our Facebook group that's had emails. I've seen people that have already been playing it. I haven't got an email or anything for beta, and actually, I went out to their website and my account's disabled and locked because it says I typed my password in wrong too many times, which I haven't. So I don't know if that's maybe the problem why I haven't got one. But it's like, I try to be on this waiting list for PC and for Xbox One. I didn't pre-order the game or anything like that. I really want to try it to determine if I want to purchase the game. And the thing that the thing that I go and see is like, hey, thanks a lot, Ubisoft, for giving me 10 codes. Everybody come out to Twitch. I'm going to give them away. Or, hey, I'm going to tweet. I have 50 beta access codes. I'm going to tweet them out through the day and try to grab one. Or, hey, I'm IGN. We got 100 beta codes and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, well, I'm a person that wants to actually possibly buy the game, and I'm not trying to get people to watch Twitch, and I'm not trying to publish my site, or I'm not trying to promote this or promote my Twitter or do any of that. So I need these beta keys, but I'm a true fan of the game, and I asked to be on the list, and I feel like it's just like, sorry, you're on the waiting list, but we got to give Joe Schmo, YouTuber person, we got to give him 500 keys that he can give away to his fans, and nothing against the YouTube person or the Twitch person or the person on Twitter. I'm not talking about the people that are doing it. I'm talking about Ubisoft giving it to those people, and kind of I feel like I'm being ignored. But it is beta. I know it's it's not a huge deal, but you know what I mean. It's like I've played every Rainbow Six game, and I love Vegas, and I've been talking about it, and I'm excited to buy it. And I've been dying and waiting for this beta, and I feel like I'm not going to get in it or anything, but yet they're handing out keys like, bubble gum to everybody else to give away to other people. So
yeah,
but so that's Siege now. Like, I've also signed up for the Division because we have a question if we're excited about the Division. I am super excited about the Division. I cannot wait for that game. It's almost an automatic must buy for me right now, unless something major happens. But I've also tried to get into that beta. Hopefully I get in that one for sure. But I feel it's going to be like the same thing. Like, hey, welcome to the Division. We need to have beta testers. You're on the waiting list. But we're going to go give, YouTube Gamer 1 1,000 keys to give away. To people who may not even want to be, who aren't even on your list. But I just think betas, man, are not beta anymore. For one, because we've always talked about beta. They're too close to the release of the game. So what are you really beta testing? But to me, it's promotional. It's a promotion thing. So, but do you have a beta access code for the Division or for Siege?
well, I got one. I think I signed up for it a while back, and I actually got a beta access code off of Amazon yesterday, or maybe it was today. Is the message I posted on the Facebook group.
Hmm.
I don't know if you saw it.
No.
But it gives you a code that you can redeem for beta access, so it's no cost. And I just went onto the site right now, and it says I've already redeemed my code.
Did you?
What?
Did you already redeem your code?
I don't know.
Or did you put the code in?
I secured guaranteed closed beta access.
Oh,
That's what it says.
awesome.
I'll tell you what. Since I'm one of those YouTubers that has a code, maybe I'll give you the one that I got from Amazon.
Oh no! Give that to. I don't want your. I'm pretty sure that
You
I'm
don't want my
going.
charity?
I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get one. It's
Okay.
just like I was saying. I feel like it's everybody else is getting them, and I'm just like,
You're left out.
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
left
no.
out. But yeah, all right.
No, I really think that beta doesn't mean what it used to be.
Right.
I don't know if it's the companies or the marketing or just people's perceptions. Because beta used to be, pretty much like early version of the game, mostly broken, and you get access to it. You get maybe like a little taste of the game, and then once you play it and the period's over, then you look forward to the real deal. I think for a lot of people right now, it's really like early access. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
the perception of people. It's really not a beta. I mean, people don't, who provides feedback on a beta nowadays?
I do.
People just play it. Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Oh,
oh
good for
yeah.
you. That's
That's what I do
that's
for a living. I love
I give you
testing.
props.
I
Yeah.
love testing software. That's like when they were saying, "Oh, for the new box Xbox experience, they're going to give it to people who, reply and do those, little tests and stuff like that, and do beta this and that." Like for iOS 9, I've had iOS 9 for 3 months now. And the amount of I posted like three or four things and feedback there when I literally bump into something. I mean, I try to flip through stuff, but that's what I do. I write software, so I love testing software too. I think it's fun to break something. Not to say that you broke it, but to think outside the box of what maybe a developer was thinking. It makes
Mhm.
me, I get a thrill out of thinking backwards, thinking different,
Okay.
stuff like that. So I really do like it. But yeah, I provide feedback.
Oh, very
I
nice.
think it's the only way to get a good game. I mean, if I bumped into a bug and bought the game and the bug was still in the game, then that's my fault for not reporting. That's how I feel about it. It's everybody's fault for not reporting that bug. And if you bumped in that bug during the beta and you're like, oh, they never even fixed this bug from the beta, they're horrible. You lose all rights to complain about it if you didn't put in the feedback. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of the way I see it. If you provided the feedback and 1,000 people provided feedback for the same issue, then uh, we'll do that. Quick question. Sorry for everybody. We're live on Twitch right now, and somebody's asking a question, and I feel like I'm obligated to answer. Um, do you get paid to be in a beta? Example iOS 9. No, I do not. I am a developer. I write. I have a iOS app and a Android app, so I do that to beta test the software that I've written. So when the iOS releases to everybody, my application's ready, and if I have to post an update for iOS 9, then I'm good to go on day one. So, but no, I do not get paid for it. So, all right.
Or your payment is the enjoyment that you get.
Yeah, I actually pay
Yes.
to be a developer. So,
Yeah, of
it's like $25 for Android and $99 for Apple. So,
course.
well, yeah, of course. So, all right. What do you got? This last one's yours.
All right, all right. So I thought this was kind of interesting. This hit the Consumerist, which is a pretty cool little blog website.
Mm-hmm.
Talks about consumer issues. And so they had an article, I think it was last week, yeah, on the 18th. They had an article which I thought was pretty darn interesting, where it pretty much calls out GameStop for a behavior which I never knew that they did, but it makes total sense. And that's that they're basically ditching console bundles that have digital downloads. So if a console bundle only has digital downloads, they're not interested. They will not sell it.
Yeah.
However, on the flip side, they will sell bundles that have physical media.
Mm,
And I guess this probably includes those um, collections, like the limited editions, premieres, and so forth.
right.
Because remember we were talking about that a couple weeks back, how you got uh was that Tomb Raider? Yeah, I think it was a Tomb Raider limited edition, collector's edition bundle where it had physical media. So you got this really awesome bundle that was pretty darn expensive, and you got a disc.
Hmm.
And we're actually talking about we don't want a disc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it was
And-
mine was it was Halo. I thought Halo didn't come with when you bought the most expensive one. It came with the digital code, but if you bought
oh
the one
yeah,
that I wanted, it was with a disc. And I was like,
yeah.
people were wanting this and that. Yeah, so yeah, because I'm all digital. I love that you brought this up. Actually, what do you think about it first, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Well, I understand why they do it because if they sell you that bundle that has a physical media, you can just turn around
Hmm.
and trade it back in
Right.
later on. So it perpetuates their business model,
Hmm.
which I think is diminishing.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're doing customers a service. It's self-serving, personally, just because, well, I guess what they're basically doing is they're driving people away. They're giving business away to the likes of Amazon and other retailers that don't care about those discs.
Right. Yeah. And I think so. What does Okay, so GameStop sells a lot of games, and GameStop sells a lot of consoles. And
Yep.
what GameStop does is they say, we will not give you shelf space for your console if you go all digital. So you will not be able to sell your console at GameStop if you go all digital, right? They
Yep.
basically hold the manufacturers like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, they hold them hostage that way. Because they know everybody goes to game a lot of people go to GameStop to buy games and consoles, and they can't have their console not there if the Xbox One is at GameStop, Sony can't have the PlayStation 4 left out because PlayStation 4 goes digital only, right?
Hmm.
So they hold these manufacturers and these companies hostage for that. Well, to me, if they're doing something like this, they're only speeding up the process of going all digital, and these companies just saying, you know what, if you want to play that way, you can go ahead and play that way because Amazon, Walmart, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, all these other places, they'll sell our console. The
Right.
Microsoft store. I mean, I don't know. After I've bought so much stuff on Amazon over this last year that I don't even. I walked in Best Buy. I walked in the Best Buy I'd always buy stuff in to buy this controller that I just showed a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I walked in that Best Buy and I started walking the direction of the games. They're not even in the place they used to be.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that the other day.
And it's like
Went up to one.
everything has changed. I walked that store and I was completely lost because I don't think I've stepped foot in there for almost a year.
If not more. Yeah.
Oh,
Remember how the Best Buys used to have those huge, massive CD sections,
oh yeah, yeah,
and then the huge game sections,
yeah,
all gone.
yeah,
Well, the majority of it gone.
yeah. And it's just like I can't. When I read this, I'm like, what are they doing? Like what I understand. Okay, yeah, you're right. They want the physical copy because they want you to walk in with that physical copy. They feel like they're selling you a console that's already starting digital, and they're afraid you're going to continue down digital,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, excuse me, I'm all
Yeah.
digital, so I don't care. It's just like I don't want physical media. So anything that forces me to have physical media, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
With Halo, they could have had an extra $30 out of me if that legendary edition or whatever that edition was came with a digital thing. And I was actually asking people around work, do you buy physical? No. Do you buy physical? No. Do you buy physical? No. Well, how about you? No. They all said no because I was looking for the one person that bought physical, and I was going to sell them mine that I got out of the legendary edition for $60, so then I could turn around and buy the digital edition, and then I could have what I wanted. But everybody I talked to, they're all buying digital. So I was like, well, well, all right, it's just the way it's going, and I just think it's a huge, it's a bad move. It's a bad thing for GameStop, and
Oh yeah.
we'd like
Here,
to.
let me read a little section of this article because
All right.
I think this is kind of interesting. So check this out. All right. So basically talks about what they're doing. It says GameStop's latest attempt to keep its bread and butter, the sale of trade-ins, goes against the no disc trend, only selling game console bundles that include physical discs. So they had a shareholder call where this stuff was kind of talked about. Basically saying that they worked with the manufacturers of the console, so that includes Microsoft and Sony, and I don't know if that would include Nintendo, but definitely Sony and Microsoft to offer discs rather than free download codes in game bundles. The change was most recently seen in the current sales of the Madden 16 Xbox One bundle. So, I mean, this is going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Ars Technica reports that GameStop's bundle was also missing a free 12-month subscription to EA Access,
Yeah.
which offers a selection of legacy titles as free downloads. And it says, we expect that if a game is provided as a promotional item in a hardware bundle, GameStop will see more of these physical offers than digital pack-ins on upcoming third-party releases. This guy Bartle went on to say that, where was this? Well, there's a particular section I wanted to read here. Oh, let's see.
Well,
Here it is.
okay.
So the CEO, Paul Raines, that's GameStop CEO,
Mm-hmm.
said that the decision to scrap the inclusion of digital codes in bundles sold at the stores was a result of consumer preference. Do you
He's
believe that?
lying. No, no.
Yeah.
No. Well, okay. If they're talking about
Well, this
if
is how,
everybody he's interviewed is the person who's walking through his door of a
trading and
GameStop
stuff.
trading in a game because they're a college student who that's just what they do, then yes, I can completely understand. Based on all the people that are coming into our stores and trading games, they prefer console bundles with physical games, you know.
Because he says consumers prefer those physical bundles because they know that disc has value in the trade-in program at GameStop.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And
Oh,
you
and he adds, and just real quick,
uh-huh.
he adds at the end of the article, we sell things at full price and provide great value through our trade-in program, and we have physical discs. Yay.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And here I am, and I just said like every person I work with that has an Xbox One are all buying digital.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking just, I have one, two, three, four, five. There's 5 people just within 9 cubes of me. And that's not even me going upstairs to the to our other half of our department and stuff like that. So it's like I just walked around. I just said, hey, blah 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 to 5 people, and and all of them are like, nope, we're buying digital.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, but
Because I was kind of on the fence when I first got my Xbox, and I was really heading towards the direction of, because at that time everything was full price on the Xbox One, so they really didn't have hardly anything on sale. And if you wanted a deal, you had to buy a disc. So I bought a couple of games. Like I got my Wolfenstein, Watch Dogs, and Titanfall. I know I got those, and I got pretty good prices on them. But I feel like I got suckered almost
yeah,
because I really, really wish that I did not have the disc version.
Right.
Actually, in Titanfall, I wound up buying the digital version when it was on sale after that.
Well, take Destiny. I mean, I have a buddy that bought Destiny. He bought the physical copy because the physical copy was $30 instead of 60.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
okay, he's making a killer deal, but now with the Taken King coming out, he's like, I don't want to have my disc in there. You know, like he's like, for $20 I could get all of it on digital. You know, all of it digital. Should I pay the
Yeah.
couple extra bucks and buy the game again? So like he's willing to buy a game again
Yeah.
to get it
Absolutely.
in digital format. Um,
Because
um,
you might be okay if you have only one, because you can just leave that disc in and never take it out. But the problem then is like if you have to start switching discs, like man, that is like so 1990s. That's so
right.
last century to have to switch discs.
So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that was an interesting little tidbit on GameStop. It totally makes sense from their business purposes, but I don't know. I really think that they're doing people a disservice to some degree, especially for the people that just buy the bundles there and they don't know what they're missing.
Right.
Like the people like buying that Master Chief or that not Master Chief, the Madden 16 Xbox One bundle. I mean, you're missing out on EA access if you get theirs.
Right.
You know, I mean, not that that's a huge value. It's what, $35 for a year, I think.
Well, yeah, but that's like what, 10 games, and
Yeah.
Battlefield Hardline's getting ready to be added to it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So
So
you're missing out on 10 games just because they want to give you, according to your preference, they want to give you a physical copy of a game.
yeah, yeah,
So thanks
yeah,
for nothing, GameStop.
yeah. We blame you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That was fun. We're running
Yeah.
really long today,
Yeah, we are.
so we're gonna crank through these here.
Let's do this.
So, community. If you want to look like you're part of the community, go to cafepress.com/this Xbox Life. You can get all our gear and things there. Um, what in the world? Okay. Um, I'll let you take care of that. So, and then if you would like to, we're going to a community. Our thing for $20 Xbox Live card would be sorry.
What is going on?
Well, what's going on is a user ban. that's what that's what happens. um, so
Oh, yeah.
if you sent in a voicemail and we're gonna get on the show here, you're included in the thing for the $20 gift card. And then this is U.S. I believe U.S. only, and for UK or overseas, be ready. We might have something for you here coming soon. So first, we have voicemail. So leave a voicemail. You go to thisxboxlife.com. On the right hand side, you'll see send voicemail. Click it, follow the prompts, and it'll come to us, and you will be on the show. And so our first one here, as soon as I find out where my iTunes went, it disappeared. Oh boy. This is not going to be good.
Now you've done it.
Oh no. Okay. So our first one that we have here is from Xbox Record That. So everybody prepare your headphones. Okay, because it's hard to control everything. It'll sound good on my end. I just want you to be prepared. So kind of turn down a little bit.
Yeah, and if you're downloading the podcast, you should be okay also.
Yeah,
Should be.
so all right. So here we go.
Hey guys, it's Drew. Xbox Record That, or the Connectable, however you want to remember me. Since we're talking about memories, uh, actually here recently, I beat I Want to Be the Bashi. Not Xbox related, but if you've ever played it, you know why I will always remember it. I almost got it tattooed on me. I was so excited. Anyway, we'll talk with y'all later.
All right, thank you, Xbox Record That. Have you ever been so excited about a game, Rob, that you're gonna have a tattoo of it?
Mm, no.
No. All right. Cool. So next one is JKSJ, uh, and he sent in multiple ones. So um, we're going to play them all in a row. But here's the first one.
Hey, Mark, Brun, and Presar. This is Jeremy Shepard, also known as Giants Fan J on Twitch, and my gamer tag is JKSJ. So I picked as a recent gaming memory something from a game I love, Titanfall. I still remember in that game the first time you call in your Titan, prepare for Titanfall, looking to the sky, Titanfall dropping down, and then running into it and being put into that Titan for the first time. It was just amazing, and I still love playing that game to this day. One of the many reasons I love my Xbox One, including the controller and all the other reasons we all love the Xbox. And I'm looking forward to getting my Xbox One back. Recently traded in to get the Forza edition. So tomorrow I get to go pick that up, and I'll be back gaming with you guys. Just wanted to say hello. Want to say a huge fan of your show. Listen every week, and it keeps getting better and better. Keep up the great work, you guys. See you later. Bye. Hey guys, this is Jeremy Shepard, also known as Giants Fan J on Twitch, and my gamer tag is JKSJ. Just wanted to send a little message about Forza. I was a big racing fan. Go back to Road and Track Need for Speed on PlayStation, and never really could get into like Gran Turismo, but I loved Project Gotham Racing. Loved every version of it, all the way up into 4. Once they stopped making those games, I sort of wonder if I'd ever find a racing game that I'd love as much as that again. Then I tried out Forza 4 and played that game, and I fell in love with racing again. With the lines, the brake assist, which I turn off, steering assist, stuff like that. It allows you to transition into it. So anybody that thinks of Forza Horizon or Forza Horizon 2 is different as far as racing style, they're very similar, except for the fact that with Forza Horizon you could just like drive around through some fields, but with Forza 5 or 6, it's more beautiful, it's more aesthetically pleasing. You could just get in a car, sit in it, and rev it. But so anybody that's hesitant, just keep in mind that these games from someone that loved Project Gotham Racing are everything that's right about racing, and one of the main reasons that I love Xbox One and would never own another system maybe made by Sony. All right, bye you guys.
All right, before we play the story, I didn't realize it was going to play right into that second one. But his first one, he was talking about Titanfall. Do you remember the first time you got your Titan?
Yeah, Titanfall? I do actually. Yeah.
It's funny because I'm listening because I didn't want to listen to them like beforehand because I like to get it as I'm here now so I can have that. But I'm sitting there thinking, I remember that same feeling watching that thing and the noise of it like crackling, like falling down and hitting the ground. But mine is like the one that I love the most is when I'm running up to it and I jump and he like catches me with his hand and like throws, puts me in the Titan, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. And then also, the first time where you're clicking and you eject and it pops you out. But yeah, those are fantastic memories for that there. So, but very cool.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. All right, and let me go into his third one. Forza, you're a huge Forza Horizon and Forza. You have to let me know when you're on, so we can race online or something. That'll be fun, and you'll beat me, I know, but I still want to try. But and here's the third one.
Hey guys, this is Jeremy Shepard, also known as GiantsFanJ on Twitch and JKSJ on Xbox, with a quick idea, thought, question. This has to do with being a parent and a video gaming parent, and something that's going to come up with Brun and Presar is that my son, he's 9, and he's played Xbox 360. He's been gaming since about 5 years old, but it's the kind of thing that he has friends that are his same age that have been playing Gears of War, Call of Duty, even Grand Theft Auto, Ninja Gaiden since they were 7. And this is the first year where we're finally going to get him, Halo to play. But what are your guys' thoughts on when you let your kid play an adult game like that, like a Call of Duty? And then is it concerning to you to hear that there's kids that since 6, 7 years old have been playing Mortal Kombat, Ninja Gaiden, and Call of Duty?
All right. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Deciding what's acceptable, I think, on the Xbox, or what's acceptable for younger children on the Xbox is actually kind of a tough thing, because I feel that the Xbox is all the generations. The games are really geared towards older players.
Yeah.
So there's more violence and such, more, let's say, like real world type of games, and it's a much different world now that is gaming than, like, let's say, for example, that I remember even when I was a child, because I think I got my first system, which was an Odyssey 2. Man, that was like probably 1980-ish. Right. So that was a long time ago. I wasn't even in my double digits yet in age. But I had that, and I think at that time, there wasn't really anything that I would say is like really inappropriate, just because of the way that the games were. Like, yeah, maybe you had some kind of shooting, but it was this figure that kind of resembled a person, or right, the letter R. Mm-hmm. It's like you weren't sure if it was an R or an actual person, and like a bullet was like a little blip that traveled the screen.
It's the Pong tennis ball,
Yeah, it's that's the world that I grew up with. Right. And nowadays, depending on the game, you've got, like he brought up like Grand Theft Auto and stuff. Like that is like on the far end of the spectrum, like probably not age appropriate until late teens or something. I don't know. It just, is it anything different that they might see on TV? I don't know. But still, are you actively condoning that if you're letting play? I mean, there's so many like moral questions about that whole thing. And like my son plays the 360 and occasionally the Xbox One with me, because Xbox One is my domain. The 360 is kind of like a hand-me-down. It's now in the general purpose console in the living room.
Right.
But, some of the games that like we played together and the ones that I let him play, they're chosen for like what he can handle. He's 7. He can do Forza. He loves it. Skylanders, of course. It's got shooting, but I mean the characters are throwing tomatoes.
Right.
And it's all cartoony. It's not. There's no realism.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuff is probably mostly okay. The thing that I mentioned a couple weeks back with my son, and I'm kind of like droning on here, I imagine, but the thing that really surprised me was I figured it would be pretty cool for my son and I to play. What was it called? It's the game with the little girl in the Fox. Not Home Alone. Never Alone.
Okay.
Never Alone. Do you remember that game, Brown?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about the Inupi and well, anyway, those folks up in Canada, Alaska, that live in the igloos and such. But so I was playing the fox, he was playing the little girl, and there was one point where a polar bear got me, and it really disturbed him. I mean, he started crying
Right.
because of how it happened. And I mean, I had to shut the game down immediately. I'm like, hey, as soon as there's tears, it's no longer fun. And we didn't go back to it, but there's so many different ways that it can affect the child, which was really surprising to me. So if a fox and a polar bear can have this effect on a child, what can a realistic game do?
Right.
And sure, a child can be desensitized to things, but there's got to be some lasting impact on things. And there's a lot of games that I really enjoy that I would love to share with him, but I have to hold back. It just I can't let him do it yet.
Yeah.
It's until he's ready, because granted, my son is 7 and his was 9. That 2 years difference is quite large in terms of development.
Yeah.
For kids. And like I would love to be able to share something like to have him watch me play Tomb Raider, but
Right.
even that, it's like I don't know if that's going to be appropriate.
Yeah, and like I have a 9-year-old, but I also have a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old. So
Yeah.
but I know when both 19-year-old and 16-year-old were like 12 and 13.
Yeah.
They played Call of Duty and they played Gears of War. But I can tell you that, Gears of War's language sometimes, but, it's shooting and stuff. But I'll come back to that. So there's the games that are just like, no, I don't think so, not right now. GTA for a 9-year-old, no.
Oh yeah.
Gears of War, probably not. It kind of to see on that part. But as they get a little bit older, like Halo's rated M, but so is GTA. Which one's worse?
Yeah.
Or is it all M? Like, I don't believe in the all M games or off limits type of thing. Because Halo's fine. You play Halo, it's, like you said, it's like throwing tomatoes. Like, well, Halo's not, it's green blood or this or that. But what I really think it is you have to, you can't look at the game and say, okay, 9-year-old, you can play this. Or you can't play this. It has to be like, okay, let me look at this game, let me play this game. Let me look at it, okay, no curse words, no sexual type things like that. Yes, there's shooting, yes, there's blood. Nothing too graphical, graphics-wise, graphical, like, scenario. Okay, you can play this. But the thing is it doesn't stop there. Like, that shouldn't be your decision. In my opinion, this is how I look at it. If I find, like, if I go through that, I'm like, okay, it's Call of Duty, okay, do all these things. Okay, yes, you can go play this 13-year-old or 12-year-old or whatever. And then all of a sudden, everything I see during the day when they're not playing is almost like acting out Call of Duty. Guess what they need to stop playing? They need to stop playing Call of Duty. Because they're turning it into like real life, or
They're mimicking it.
They're mimicking it,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
like that's a problem. Like, to me, that's a sign of a problem. Like, they're not realizing it's a game, it's fake. There's an on and an off, type of thing. I think stuff like that is where that would come in. Because my 19-year-old plays more games than my 16-year-old, and my 19-year-old acted completely different at that age, playing the same game, if you wanted to say, than my 16-year-old. He would maybe act it out a little bit more than what the 16-year-old does. You know what I mean? To me, there's that. I know there's an age and a number, but there's also maturity. You know, just here in our Twitch chat, that person was probably 22, acting like he's 10. You know what I mean? That's his maturity. He's a 10-year-old. He's not a 22-year-old. He's 10. And then sometimes you have 10-year-olds that act like they're 16, 17, 18. So it's very different. But you'll have those absolutely no. You know, like, it's not going to happen. Don't even ask. You know, GTA is one of them. I love GTA. I play it. I'm also 34 years old. So, but, you know, if my daughter wanted to come up and say, "Can I play this?" I'd be like, "No." Like she plays Gary's Mod, Minecraft, things like that. I let her play Destiny when I was like, she sat in my lap and played Destiny for a minute or two. You know, like that I didn't mind. I'd let her play Destiny. That doesn't bother me. She understands it's a game. But like as soon as you act out and things like that, that's when it becomes a problem. And no Mortal Kombat. Even though I probably played Mortal Kombat when I was like 12, the originals, and I remember how bad those supposedly were. They're much worse, and I think they're just kind of over the top. But no Mortal Kombat. But cool. That's a good question. I really like that one. So.
Oh yeah.
Next one is Mark Nocturnal. So here we go.
Hi, this is Mark Nocturnal. My favorite gaming memory came today since I just got my new Xbox One, and the first game I played was Halo Master Chief Collection, and the first achievement that popped was A Day to Remember, which it certainly is since this is my first day on Xbox One, and I'll remember this for a long time. Thank you very much.
All right. Mark Nocturnal. Hopefully, that's his gamer tag. So everybody in our community, go hang out and play some Halo with him. And I'm BJSwick33. You can add me. So, very cool. And next two are from Lance X2. So, we got a 1 and a 2.
Hi, this is Brandon Lloyd, or Lance X2 on Xbox Live. And one of my favorite gaming moments is, I got a couple actually, but action-wise, I think Left 4 Dead was one of the most intense games I've ever played. I had a game battles team set up so we would fight other teams, and man, just trying to get those long hunter jumps or jump out the corners with boomers and smokers or the tanks, it's probably just so intense. You're on the edge of your seat the entire time, and man, that game was just amazing. Left 4 Dead 2 nor Evolve even touched how intense and amazing Left 4 Dead 1 was. And my other ones, man, is all the way back to the Super Nintendo era with Chrono Trigger. That's probably my game of all time, and just everything about that game is amazing, and it still holds up. And I was able to pass that to my son. That became one of his favorite games that he's ever played. And you know, he's 12. I think he played that when he was 10. So even so much later in the future, after that game was made, it's still touching people. And it's probably the music in that game is perfect. Soundtracks on the Super Nintendo era made games. If you need to listen to Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI soundtracks. They just blow your mind, and it just touches you. And it's probably nothing, no RPG or game since has touched me the way Chrono Trigger and probably Final Fantasy VI did. So that's probably my top. This is Brandon Lloyd.
He got cut off.
X2 on Xbox Live again. I wanted to add one more voicemail because I talked about my favorite game of all time in an intense game, but like a moment that actually like moved me greatly was probably I don't know if this is cliche or, you know, I'm sure it's a lot of people's moments, but Mass Effect 3, if you still had Rex alive, sorry spoilers by the way if you haven't played Mass Effect 3.
No.
But if you had Rex alive and Mordin alive from 2 into 3, there's a point where you can either cure Rex's people from the genophage or not. And if both those characters are alive, you know, obviously Rex wants his people cured, and Mordin finally realized that he made a grave mistake into making the cure. And there's just a scene where they're being attacked, and you know, things are blowing up and falling everywhere, and Mordin starts singing as he tells them to leave, and he's going up the elevator just singing a Solarian song, and he sacrifices his life to cure the genophage, the virus that infected and killed so many and they couldn't breed, and that touched me. I had to stop playing, just sit there for a while. That actually touched me, and you know, I'll never forget that moment.
All right. So there we go. Excuse me. Very cool moments. We appreciate everybody that to sent things in, and thanks for ruining it. That's the Geno, the part with Rex. I think when you go in and he wants you to save them, you have like so many turns to do it, or so much time to do it. If you don't, the whole planet dies, and that's where I had to restart, and I never went back. So, but very cool. So, Rob, I have these names here. Let me open this back up in a random order, and I'm gonna let you pick a number, and I'm gonna tell you who won the $20. Now, whoever we say right here that won, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to give it away tonight. Wing's not here, but you're gonna message Wingman709, and we'll actually email him after the show and tell him that you'll be messaging him, and he will message you the code, I believe. So, but that's why we asked for your gamer tags, so we can make sure we have the correct person.
Yep.
So, give me a number between 1, 2, 4. 1 and 4, including
Okay.
1 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. You pick.
Okay. Since that is so difficult for me to do with
Right.
so many choices there, I'm just going to go to random.org, and I'm going to
Okay.
have technology make the choice for me.
Okay.
So here we go. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. Drum.
And we have number 4.
Number 4. That is JKSJ.
Okay.
So JKSJ, you congratulations, you won a $20 Xbox Live game gift card. So message on Xbox Wingman709 with the gamer tag. I mean, hopefully it's gamer tag JKSJ. If not, you'll have to email contact@thisxboxlife.com and explain why you have a different gamer tag, and we'll let him know, and we'll go from there. So, but congratulations, and thanks for
Congrats.
everybody that put one in. That's awesome, and we'll be doing more
Yeah.
down the road. So
I like having these audio snippets. They're cool.
yeah.
I like hearing people.
Yeah, so those were emails. Those are voicemails to send an email. That's contact@thisxboxlife.com. We have 2 here. We just got 2 more. So you read these 2, and I'll take care of the other 2.
All right. So first one was from Ty J. Hey guys, I just have a few quick comments regarding your last few shows. Number 1, I've noticed lately that your shows are clocking in at a little over an hour of runtime.
Except for tonight. Sorry, Ty J.
Yeah, we're not too much over. at
Yeah.
least. Anyway, yeah, I think that is the perfect length. Not too short, not too long. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but I just wanted to give my opinion and say that I really like the lengths lately. Number 2, Shadow Complex.
Yeah.
So yeah, best game ever. It's not very often that I've never heard of a video game, especially a well-received one. Shadow Complex is one that somehow slipped by me. In a recent show, Rob recommended this game, and so I gave it a try, and what a fantastic game. It would probably be the best Xbox Live arcade game I played on the 360. Great recommendation. And I would have to agree with that, by
Yeah,
the way.
same here. I love that game.
Easily the best.
Yeah.
And this thing's like ancient.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So the studio did a great job on that. Mad Max, I could not agree more with Mark on this game. It's an absolute diamond in the rough. I recently had a slow spot in games to play, and so on a whim, I picked this up. It may be my favorite game of the year so far, or at least in the conversation. I recommend this game to anybody who likes open world action adventures with RPG elements. It has great graphics and characters, fun gameplay, a fantastic game that came out of nowhere, in my opinion. keep up the good work, guys.
Cool. Thank
Excellent.
you, Ty J.
Yeah. And for anybody else who hasn't tried Shadow Complex, give it a try.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and it's you can play it now on the Xbox One as well.
Yep.
Backwards compatibility if you're part of the program.
Yep.
So the next one is from Old Man Mac 84. Hey guys, been working night shifts last few months, and your show and stuff you missed in history class really helps to pass the nights.
Mhm.
So I said I'd come on and say, you guys rock. Playing the free game Tomb Raider at this moment, and it's as awesome as I remember. Keep up the good work and the rants. Peter from Ireland.
All right. Very cool. So two emails from Seagard 3003. Also, I believe that's Joshua here in the chat with us. Says, what do you prefer, frames, like 60 frames a second, 30 frames a second, or picture quality, like 720p, 1080p? What would you prefer, 1080p or 60 frames a second? What are you more into?
Me?
Yeah.
I
He's
have no
asking.
idea.
You have no idea? I will tell you. I prefer frames per second. So
Okay, yeah, because then that means smoother
smoothness.
game, right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
prefer
yeah,
that.
I'd go with that.
I
Yeah.
can't tell. I don't count pixels or anything like that. I don't really count frames either. But there's times where you can tell. But definitely on PC, like Battlefield, like everybody talks about how wonderful Battlefield looks. I play Battlefield on medium settings, and I do that to get a better frame rate. Because a guy running around the corner, I'll take those extra few seconds or milliseconds or whatever I could take to get out of it, and all he gets is a really pretty kill cam. If he's got his cranked up to ultimate. So, so, yeah. But I think, somebody's putting here, prefer a good game. I think 30 frames, because the human eye is like, what, 29.7, 28 or something like that. I think it's movie 24 frames or movies or something like that. Or whatever the normal human eye can see.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing goes for 720p, 1080p, and stuff like that. But I prefer frames per second. Next question from us, also from Seagard 3003. How do you feel about free games every month? How do you feel about the free games every month on Xbox One and PS4? I have no complaints. I mean, most of the time you're going to probably bump into something that you may have already had if it's super popular.
Yeah.
But we have to pay for Xbox Live, to play online. I think these are just a benefit of that. The only thing I really don't care about is when they have the same one for like 2 months and stuff like that. But I can't really blame them early on when there's not that many games for like Xbox One. But I think what they're doing now is awesome. I'm enjoying it. So.
Oh, heck yeah.
But real quick, one more email, and this is from a Wingman 709. He wanted, and I forgot to rattle it off during the last thing, but he wanted to share his gaming moment, and then Rob, you get 1 minute, and I get 1 minute. Okay, for your favorite gaming moment. So this is Wingman 709. My favorite gaming memory is when we, as a group, about 6, I believe it was 6 people, finally beat the 1 hour defend in Graw 2. I remember before that we got about 53 minutes and lost. It was so frustrating at that point, but we did it again and won the next time. It was so exciting to have worked as a team for that length of time to beat the mission. I really miss Graw 2 and the absolute fun co-op gaming it provided. Yeah, so that's what he had there. And I forgot to mention about the when we're talking about hardware, is the adapter for that's coming out for $15, $10, $25 or whatever it is for Rock Band 4. So anybody that need a Rock Band 4, you can get an adapter. So Rob, 1 minute. Ready, go.
Yeah, this is such a tough question for me. Just because, I mean, my gaming history just goes back so far, and my memory is just so awful.
Right. Okay. Minutes up. No.
No, because I'm gonna have to kind of cheat with this answer and say that there's multiple favorite gaming moments. Um, and the ones, I mean, there's so many. I mean, every game that I've played, I can pretty much pick out something that was awesome or amazing in the game or something that I enjoyed. But the thing that I really enjoy the most, I think, is just I love getting a new console.
Hmm.
And with every generation of every console, just that moment that, you know, you get the box home or you open it up and then you get those smells and you put it together and you power it on. You don't really know what to expect and you're just like watching there, watching the screen. It's like, okay, what do I do? You're exploring the environment and you're trying like that first game. For me, that's like the most amazing thing of every single gaming console that I've had. Like I vividly remember opening up my Xbox One. I remember my 360. I remember my original Xbox. I remember my Dreamcast. And, you know, beyond that, I mean, it's for me, that's like the initial exploration and sense of wonderment. Like, holy cow, this thing's amazing. Look at these graphics. And it just, because each console is always a step up. Like with Xbox, and I know I'm reaching a minute if I haven't passed it already.
You're past
But
it.
yeah, okay, who cares? I'm just gonna finish up. But like with Xbox, just powering it on and just seeing how amazing it was, and I think I got Rise. That was my first game
Yep.
that I played,
Yep.
and just how amazing it looked, how lifelike it looked. I mean, that is like what's most special to me. And then outside of that, like every game, I think I could mention at least a couple of things that were awesome or that you just basically just barely squeaked through and it felt like a huge accomplishment. And, I would expect that from games.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
how about you?
Yeah, for mine, so mine would be back in early 2000s when I first started PC gaming, and going and being at a LAN party and playing with my friend, and we were playing Unreal Tournament, and we were in the space. It was like the space map that would have that jump pad that would jump you from one side that you'd float over and jump to the other. And then it had this platform like way off in the distance that you had a jump pad out to that. Well, I was out on the platform and I just random rocket. And that rocket was heading out, and I saw somebody hit the jump pad, and that rocket connected with them in the middle, in mid-air. And it was freaking fantastic. It was the best shot. I was just like, it was so random. It was 1 in a million. 1 in a million. I wish it could have been recorded. 1 in a million. The other time is same place, same friend, playing StarCraft for the first time. And we're playing against each other. And I thought it was the coolest thing because I was like, I finally had a barracks and I had some like little Marines coming out. And it probably took me like 9 minutes to do that when you're supposed to be able to do that in like 10 seconds. And sitting there, and then, he's sitting behind me, and all I hear is nuclear launch detected. And I turn around, I look at his screen, and he's got things and bases and people running all over the place, and all I have is like a couple Marines. But I know that's like a great moment, but it was just a hilarious moment. Just see his face laughing at me. And then, as far as gaming moments wise, I really thought the end of Deus Ex, the first game that allowed me to choose or make a decision at the end, was pretty cool. And beating Grim Fandango, which I still claim as my favorite game of all time, being at the end of that and being like sad that I beat it, because it meant it was
That
over.
it's over.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have that feeling in a lot of games. But when you're sad that you beat a game and that it's over, I think that's just says something about the game to you, and possibly how much you liked it or were into it. So, cool. All right. So other community, we're gonna fly through this. We actually have to end like soon, very soon, or we're gonna hit our time limit. Twitter.com/thisXboxLife, Facebook.com/groups/This Xbox Life. Closed group, but it's an awesome group. We just had a couple new people like, hey, we listened to the show. Glad I got in the group. So go there if you haven't already. And that goes to games. Rob, quick.
Okay, so I'm just gonna step through a bunch of these games here. Since we didn't have a show last week, I'll include a couple of the games that came out last couple of days, as well as what's coming up next week. So, or in the next week. So we've got Shovel Knight, Plague of Shadows, that came out last week. Or actually, all these came out last week until I say they didn't. All right, so we've got Shovel Knight, Plague of Shadows, Pumped BMX, Plague Inc. Evolved, that's that mobile game that's now on Xbox. Inside My Radio, Skylanders Superchargers. This is another huge money sink that I can't wait to get into, although it looks like it doesn't have very good reviews. But that came out the other day. Then we have Panarium and the Book of Unwritten Tales, FIFA 16, Blood Bowl 2, and Extreme Exorcism. All of these came out within the last couple of days. That last one came out today.
Okay.
Yes, today. And looking forward, we have what do we have? NBA 2K16 coming out on the 25th, and Lego Dimensions on the 27th. Hopefully, I will dodge that bullet.
Yeah, and there's both
my
consoles
son.
there. Same two games on the same two consoles. We're stopping on Sunday because we'll be recording Sunday, and then we'll talk about next week's game then. So yes, please remember this coming Sunday, 27th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We are moving back to Sundays.
Yes.
So, all right. So, if you want to buy any physical games and you're not digital, or if you want to buy anything, where should you go, Rob? Anything.
Good question. Make sure to check out Amazon.com and use our affiliate link. That'll help support the show. Doesn't cost you anything extra to use our affiliate link. Just make sure to use it each and every time you make your purchase on Amazon.com. We get a teeny tiny little credit for sending you their way. Doesn't cost you anything extra again, and make sure to use that each and every time. Also, if you use iTunes, go and search for the podcast. Please rate us 5 stars. That'll help us out a lot by getting us featured. Once you get enough 5-star ratings over there, you get featured, and it'll help more people learn about the show.
Cool. And thanks to, I don't even know what the name is. I'm going to butcher it. Who's our new follower? I don't want to butcher it. I apologize. So, well, thanks for the new listeners. We had a 2 or 3 new people in here today. We appreciate it. Come back on Sunday. A lot more of our listeners, it's not the middle of the week, and they are able to show up on Sundays, which is another good reason that we're, moving back. So, but, all right. So, yep. That is all. Anything else, Mr. Priso?
No, sir.
All
no,
right.
Sir.
And Sunday, Wingman 709 will be back. So when he comes back, everybody, cheer him along. So
Yeah,
we miss him. So
that's right. And so I guess the MP3 recording of the show is going to be out on Mondays now. It's going to be back out on Mondays.
Yep.
So make sure to look for it on Mondays instead of Thursdays.
Yep. So, all right. That's it, everybody. Thank you again. We greatly appreciate it. So with that, I am Brian BJ Swick 33.
It's Rob, also known as Prestar. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you all next. Well, actually, not even next. Actually, I guess that is next week. We'll catch you all on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. See you.